Well,
Did you know that?
but that was my point. That was my point. Like that's how I mean, he can call people autistic and make fun of them for being stupid and all this stuff, you know, because he knows what's moral and what's immoral. We obviously don't. You know,
Yeah,
he's
Well,
and
atheism is
yeah,
stupid.
his
I
his
really
moral
live in
standards
your
are
No, it's
obviously
not.
I
superior to ours, man.
really live in your like head rent free, dude. Like, you know,
What?
you can't.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just proving you
yeah,
wrong
dude.
again. I'm being sarcastic. How are you
You're
not
thinking
following this?
about me all the time, Frog. This is a
Bro,
bit
what are you
weird, dude.
Well,
talking
look, are
about?
you an
Yeah, you always.
atheist?
You
Yeah, he
randomly
is.
I am.
bro, no, I'm a
Okay, well,
pantheist.
why would you hold to the stupidest
I'm
worldview
a
somebody could possibly
pantheist.
have?
That's bullshit.
Exactly.
It is.
No, what you're saying is bullshit.
No, it's not true. Look, just take it on its
Yeah,
face
you're right.
value.
It's what you're saying is not true.
Atheists are people who believe that a dot exploded and created Beethoven and soulless bags of matter that believe in God.
Do you think that
Is
when
that
the Big
stupid
Bang
or not?
happened, that there was matter that exploded out of
Is,
that Big
is,
Bang dot? Do you think
is
that?
that not stupid? Yeah, it's
No,
Do
stupid.
you think that's what the
well,
Big Bang
never.
says?
The Big Bang is the creation of all time, space, energy, and matter.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about if you think there
That
was
is the Big
matter at the
Bang.
Big Bang, start of the
That
Big
is
Bang.
the Big Bang.
No, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, trust me, I do.
No, that just
I've been doing.
shows that you don't understand
Look,
the Big Bang.
I've been doing apologetics for 17 years, kiddo.
Just
I know
because
what the
you've
Big
been wrong
Bang
for a
is.
long
Hey,
time doesn't
I know
mean
what the Big
anything.
Bang is.
Yeah, you've
So
been
if you're
wrong.
going
did
to
you
tell
know
us, are you telling
Nephilim?
us that the Big Bang was not the expansion of all time, space, energy, and matter?
Nephilim, I
Cut
met a
out the
guy
word
the other
matter at the
day
end of that
who's
sentence, and I
hold
might
on.
agree with
Sorry,
you.
what's that?
Cut out the word
Nephilim, I
matter.
met
Oh,
a
sorry.
damn it.
Wait, please.
Here, let me say this.
What was that? I didn't hear you.
I met a guy the other day,
No,
Nephilim, who's
what
been
did you
playing
say about
guitar for
matter?
15 years,
Hold
and
on.
he's
What did
bad
you
at
say
guitar.
about matter?
I'm letting him finish, and I will respond.
Nephilim, I met a guy who's been playing guitar for 15 years the other day, and he's bad at guitar.
That sucks. He must be
Yeah.
inept. I'm not inept.
Yeah. It
I'm
reminds me
not
of another.
inept.
It
I
reminds me of
can't.
another person I
So
know.
tell me, what did you say about matter?
So you said, do you believe that the Big Bang is, time,
No, I didn't.
space, matter, all that? I said, cut out the word matter at the end of that sentence, and I might agree with it.
Well, you don't believe matter exists?
No, I did say that. I said when the Big Bang first started, when it first
What?
happened,
You
there
don't
was
believe
not
matter
solid
exists,
matter.
dude?
Mike, let him finish, please. What was
Yeah.
that? Say it again.
There wasn't solid matter at the very, very start of the Big Bang. That's a misconception
Okay.
that apologists talk about. Who
Excellent.
cares?
So
It just
the
shows you
Big
don't know what
Bang
you're talking about when you talk about the Big
is
Bang.
oh, that's exactly what I'm saying. The Big Bang is
Yeah,
the
you're
alleged
wrong.
coming into being of all time, space, energy, and matter. That's the Big Bang.
No,
That's exactly what I'm saying.
and I understand that you don't agree with the Big Bang, but when you describe what cosmologists say when they talk about the Big Bang, you're incorrect in your description of what they say.
No.
Yes.
No, I don't know how you got so just discorded. Their belief is that all the matter that is in this
Wrong.
universe came from the Big Bang.
Wrong.
No.
I can explain my position. I feel like you're gonna cut me off if I try to though.
Your position is not that of secular academics on the matter.
Well, your understanding of the way that Big Bang cosmologists describe the Big Bang theory is incorrect. Your understanding of it is wrong.
Absolutely not. Do you know who Roger Penrose is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Well, he would disagree with you.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would.
No,
does.
he would not
You want to see a
disagree
video
with
of
me.
him saying so?
Ask ChatGPT 3.
Oh my gosh.
Or
Okay, you're
chatbot.
screwball ideas. But anyway, that's what atheists believe. They believe a cosmic dot explodes, and then up from that comes Beethoven, Michelangelo statues, cell phones, and soulless bags of matter that write novels and believe in God.
Yeah,
Is that
so
not
you
stupid?
are incorrect when you talk about that. And it's not
Stupid.
only atheists who believe in the Big Bang Theory. There are lots of Christians who accept it. There are lots of Christian scientists and Christian cosmologists who accept science of the Big Bang Theory and Big Bang
Look, I
cosmology.
believe in a Big Bang. I believe in a special big
No, you don't.
creation.
Yeah, my Big Bang, the God. No, I'm talking
great.
about
The
Big Bang
difference between
cosmology.
us,
I'm talking
you
about
see,
actual science.
no, you see, the difference between us is that you believe it happened by naturalism. I believe the philosophy of science demonstrates it requires supernatural action for it to come into being. That's the only difference, you see. I believe in a Big Bang too, in case you didn't understand. That's what Christians need to believe, because that's what science shows. The universe is expanding. Go backward in time, it compresses to a dot. Okay? So there was a Big Bang. But it didn't happen because of natural forces. That's not possible. Nature can't be its own creator.
No, see
Everything
that's not
that
that's not the difference between us. The difference between me and
is.
you is about 5 bank accounts, 3 ounces, and 2 vehicles, Neff.
No, 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 no.
Yes,
The
it is.
difference is, you believe undirected natural forces of some kind caused it. I believe that's impossible and that the supernatural is required.
Well, don't change the topic
the
now.
difference.
Don't change that topic.
That's the difference.
Don't
You believe
change the
undirected.
subject. Don't change the subject, Neff.
You believe that undirected matter, without any teleology, without intelligence directing it, organized itself into the most unfathomably complex things that believe in God.
Why are you changing the subject?
I was changing the subject.
Yeah,
Was my
yes, you
first
did.
statement.
Because we were talking about the Big Bang.
You're not keeping up. I don't
No,
think
we were
you
talking
keep
about
right.
no. Well, you
I
changed the
said
topic.
that's the first thing I said. I'm not changing the subject.
you
That
are.
was the first thing I said. I'm still on topic. Keep up.
Well, I was talking about the Big Bang, and you and me were having a disagreement about if there was concrete matter at the very start, the very beginning
No,
of the
I
Big
didn't say
Bang,
any such thing.
the beginning of cosmic expansion of the
I didn't say any
universe.
such thing.
There were
I didn't say any such thing.
I'm telling you what I was talking about like 20 seconds ago. And
Yeah,
then
but I
you're
didn't
talking about
say
something
any.
different now.
No, no. The first statement that came out of my mouth was that atheism is
I'm not
stupid because
disagreeing with you
atheists
there.
believe cosmic dot blew up and brought forth Beethoven's cell phones and soulless bags of matter that believe in God.
Yeah,
And that's the
that's
last
not
thing
true.
that I said.
That's
That
not
is
true.
I'm on topic. I'm not changing
No,
the subject
I
at
agree that
all.
you said that. What you
By
said was
keeping up.
wrong, but you did say that.
No, it's demonstrably so. The
No, it's
philosophy of
not.
science
No, it's
demands.
not. I'm an atheist and I don't believe that.
Well, let me tell you why it must be so. Okay. You see, everything has a cause, and the cause of that thing is external to itself. Things are not self-caused. No thing is self-caused, right? So the cause of a thing is external to itself and of a different order. For example, you could say, well, that may not be true because robots can be designed to build robots, but wait, the robots were designed by an intelligence. It wasn't the origin of robots is not robots. Something other than robots brought robots into being. See? So, and that's true for all things, everything. There's no thing that is its own cause, and everything that is caused by something external and of a different order, of a different kind. Like cars are not caused by cars, they're caused by something other than cars. The wind is not caused by wind, the wind is caused by the sun causes the wind. See what I mean? Everything's cause is external and of a different order. Right? Therefore, time, space, energy, and matter have causes, and the causes of them are not time, space, energy, and matter. They're of a different order. But that means they're immaterial. And that means they're without time. That means they're perpetual. They're eternal, right? The cause is eternal. And the cause is not power, not energy, because it brought all energy into being. And it's non-material because it brought matter into being. It's non-spatial because it brought space into being. And that fits the biblical description of God to a T. See, so a supernatural cause is necessary for the universe to be. Nature can't be its own cause. Now do you understand?
Sure, but I would like to talk about the Big Bang and matter because I didn't get to finish what I was saying. Would you like to do that?
Well, we'd be happy to, but I just proved to you that a supernatural entity is necessary.
Sure,
And
I'll
something
grant you
true.
that you did that. Can we move on?
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Okay. So, do you know what CERN is? I'm not asking as a gotcha. I'm just asking, do you know what CERN is?
Yes, of
Do you
course.
consider CERN to be
Waste of money.
a representative of science, a scientific organization?
It is science. They're trying to do science, yes.
Okay, so do you think the way they would describe the Big Bang would be accurate, an accurate description of Big Bang cosmology and the way that I know you don't believe the Big Bang, but do you
No,
think they
no,
would
no, no,
accurately say how
no.
scientists talk about the Big Bang?
I
Do you
do
think
believe
that?
in a Big Bang. Let's get this in your head. I do believe in a Big Bang, a supernaturally caused one, and the Bible tells us so. There's 5 places, at least in the Bible, where the scriptures told us thousands of years before the secular camp figured it out in 1927 that the universe expanded. It is expanding. The Bible says God spreadeth out the heavens. Even one case, he says in Isaiah 700 BC, I expanded out the heavens as a tent for us to dwell in. That means when you raise a tent, 4 people grab a pole and they pull back and step away from each other, the tent rises up. And when that happens, the interior space of the tent expands in all directions from the center. That's exactly what we discovered is happening for the universe. So God's allegory is the expansion of all time, space, energy, and matter from a single point.
So
See,
that's the way that atheist scientists think about the Big Bang. That's how they describe it. What you just said?
No, actually,
No, it's not. It's not, is it?
I didn't say it was, did I?
No, right. No, you didn't. So that I'm agreeing with you. So you have
believe
your
you
description
live.
of the Big Bang. You say, I believe this version of the Big Bang, and there's a different version. There's the correct version that cosmologists, the way they describe the Big Bang cosmology. You
They
agree with
describe it
that?
as
There's a different
singularity.
version of the way scientists talk about it from your interpretation. Not going to say that your interpretation is wrong, but that you agree that you have your interpretation and that scientists have a different one.
No,
Atheist scientists, you want to call them
no.
atheists.
What I've said is precisely what they think.
No, it's
A
not. It's
singularity.
absolutely not.
Well,
Well,
the
okay,
universe
so
came. Please let me finish.
okay,
The
go ahead.
universe originated from a singularity. Now they do believe that as the early universe expanded during a period that they call inflation, whereby matter allegedly broke the laws of physics and accelerated orders of magnitude faster than the speed of light. And I don't mean just. I'm not talking about warp speed 10. I'm talking about warp speed 10 billion. Right? Matter expanding, billions of miles in microseconds. Right? Right? That's that's firstly violates the laws of physics. Nothing moves faster than the speed of light. So, but not by natural means. Now, if God wanted to do it, God can do anything. But nature can't do that. Nature can't make anything go faster than than light. Attempting to make matter accelerate to the speed of light requires infinite energy. It can't be done. Physics demands that if as something, anything, accelerates towards the speed of light, it goes a curve, an energy requirement curve that goes virtually straight up. That means it gets to a point where the amount of energy necessary to continue to accelerate it becomes nearly considered infinite. And that means that's the speed limit. Nothing can go faster than that because you can't get enough energy. There is not enough energy to make anything other than light accelerate to the speed of light. See, so the early inflation theory of the Big Bang that can't be true. But how they fix it is by imagining that space itself expands within the universe as it's expanding. So if you have a car going 65 miles an hour down the highway and another one going 65 miles an hour down the highway and it's 500 yards ahead of it, right? The space in between them, the car doesn't have to accelerate. Just the highway starts growing in between them, pushing the one in the front even further away, faster and faster away from the car that's going 65 miles an hour. See what I mean? So it's not
No,
that the car
that's
is
not
accelerating;
accurate.
it's that the space in between is expanding. It's coming into being, more
That's not a
empty
good
space.
analogy for what you're
It
saying.
is. That's
No, it's not
exactly what
because
they
the
do.
road is part of the same matter, the
No, no,
same fabric
no.
as the cars. It's made of the same
That's,
material.
you didn't understand my
Yes,
analogy.
I
What I
understood
said is
exactly what you were
exactly
saying. Your
correct.
analogy just sucked.
I don't think so.
Do I get to, is
That's
my turn yet, man?
but that's exactly
I
what they believe. Okay,
No, it is not. So you said
it
that
is.
CERN is a legitimate science organization. I'm going to read from their website how they describe the Big Bang, and you can tell me if you agree with it. So they say in the first moments after the Big Bang, the universe was extremely hot and dense. As the universe cooled, so this means about 300,000 years later, conditions became just right to give rise to the building blocks of matter, the quarks and electrons of which we are all made. A few millionths of a second later, quarks aggregated to produce protons and neutrons. Within minutes, these protons and neutrons combined into nuclei. As the universe continued to expand and cool, things began to happen more slowly. It took 380,000 years for electrons to be trapped in orbits around nuclei, forming the first atoms.
Nothing you've said contradicts what I've said. I didn't say anything
Yeah.
that contradicts that.
Yes, it does, because
Oh,
there
yeah, I
was
don't
no
think you're able to
matter.
keep up.
They're
I don't think
saying
you're
there
able.
was no matter because there was no nuclei, there was no atoms until 300,000
I
years
didn't say
after
that
the
the
start of the
atoms
Big Bang.
See, I didn't say that matter existed at the very instant of the
Yes,
Big
you
Bang.
absolutely did, Neff.
No, I
Yes, you
did
did. You
not.
say atheists
No, you
believe
had to.
that. You said it a bunch of times. That's what we've been disagreeing about this whole time.
No, no, you have some strange things going on in your head. I didn't say any such thing.
So yes, you did. Well, you
No, I
said
did
atheists
not.
believe that. You said atheists believe that from the Big Bang came Mozart and all the matter in the universe.
It's true.
No, it's not. Because
Yes.
for that to be true, the dot that exploded, matter would have to explode out of it, right?
No, you're trying to squeeze the Big Bang down to the first microsecond of the existence of the universe, and that's not what I'm doing.
No, I'm not. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
you
I'm talking about the first 300,000
I
years.
just I understand that. I
How is that
understand that.
how is that the same thing as squeezing down the first few seconds?
Because I didn't say matter came out of the singularity instantly.
You said atheists believe that about the Big Bang.
I say from the singularity. I didn't say immediately. You're believing that I did. That's your mistake. Okay.
I mean,
I didn't say.
I
I
recorded
understand.
this. I
I
can go
understand,
back
and I've
and show you that what you said.
listen, I've understood for a long time the atheists believed that the universe expanded for some time before matter, particles of matter came into being and became more complex and more complex. I understand that. I've always known that. All right. I didn't say that from the
You're
dot,
such a
from the
liar.
singularity,
You're
matter
such a
came out of
liar,
the
dude.
singularity.
You're lying right
No,
now. You're
you just
lying.
really have problems. You have problems. I didn't say any such thing.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that
But,
you
matter
said
ultimately,
that you believe that about the Big Bang, but you said that
but,
this is what atheists believe.
but
They believe this
ultimately,
ridiculous thing about the Big Bang that it produced Mozart statues
but,
or
but
you know.
ultimate, but ultimately, all the matter that exists is from the Big Bang. The Big Bang is its cause. That's the point. That's what I mean by that. From the Big Bang comes
Which was a
Beethoven.
dot that exploded, right? That's what we
That's
think.
a singularity.
Is that a dot? Is that a little dot that exploded?
Yeah, that's my way
No,
of
that's
describing
bullshit. That's not what atheists think.
a dot. Infinitesimal dot, a spaceless dot, in fact. A
A dot
pointed
that, and it
thing.
exploded, right? It was an explosion.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
pointless
no,
point.
that's bullshit. If you think that that's what atheists think about the Big Bang, that's what
They
scientists
do.
think about the Big Bang. If you think
The
that they think it was an
singularity.
explosion, you're showing you don't know what you're talking about when you talk about
What
the
it,
Big Bang.
is the Big Bang a rapid expansion?
The Big Bang is not an
Was it
explosion within space-time. It is the
what,
cosmic
I didn't
expansion
say it was
of the
within space
fabric
time.
of space-time
You,
itself.
you're straw manning.
No,
You're
I'm not.
failing because you're straw manning
I'm not
everything I
straw
say.
manning. I'm
You
giving
believe
you an
that
answer to your question.
Do we have evidence for cosmic
so,
expansion of
so
the
the,
universe?
the
Nephilm,
universe
Absolutely,
ask him
yes.
that. Ask him that.
100% we do.
so
Oh, you want me to ask
No,
Neff
ask
that?
him that. Focus it on that.
You want me to
you're
ask him
failing
that? Are
because
you?
you're straw manning everything you do and say.
No,
And
no,
that's what
no.
atheists
Nephilm,
always do.
answer the question.
They always do this. And
Yeah,
it's been
answer that
Nephilm,
question.
answer the question.
no, answer what question?
Is there evidence for the expansion of the universe?
Well, of course there is. That's why
Okay.
Hubble, when
So
he discovered redshift with his telescope in 1927,
right,
and the Big Bang theory
exactly,
came from that.
exactly.
And
Okay,
atheists, wait, let
now
me
I
finish my
asked you for a
statement.
reason. This
Let me
was a
finish
yes or
my
no.
statement.
This was a yes or no question,
Fine. Let
Nephilim.
me finish my statement.
No, you don't
Well,
need
then
to
I won't
finish
answer.
your sentence.
I am going to finish my statement. Then I'll answer.
Oh my God. I'm trying to ask you a question, Nephilim.
Well,
When the
The
Big Bang
question was
let's
theory,
let
I
him
yes
was
or
trying
finish,
no.
to
and then
say,
you can show how dumb he is.
yeah, I was trying to say, when the Big Bang theory was formed, shortly after Hubble discovered redshift, because that's what the indication was of Big Bang, right? The, the atheist scientists argued against it and refused to accept it for 50 years.
Wrong.
And the reason that, no, well, 30 years. And the reason they did that is because it smacked of biblical creation. They didn't like
Wrong, dude. Wrong.
it. It is. They fought against it. They finally all came to agree it was true between 1950 and 60.
Do you have a citation?
Do your own homework.
Well
I don't
done.
need
Well
a
played.
citation. I'm just giving you science history. Ask any philosopher of science or science historian.
I'm sure
Hey,
he's not all that wrong in what he's describing. I mean, like the verification of the data, we have data it takes a while to accept it. I mean, like that doesn't mean that like people were
Yeah,
saying
but
that
they didn't.
you know
It's not because the Big Bang proved the Bible to these atheist scientists. That's bullshit. It's a
That's why
bullshit
they
claim.
fought against
Nephilim, we're
the
talking about
resistance.
Calvinism in the chat below. Can you
It's
come and help us?
because it did smack up biblical creation.
How?
And they,
How
and
did
they
it do
like,
that? Well, I'm
because
gonna
time,
let the other
space,
guy
energy,
talk.
I'm telling you how. Because the coming into being of all time, space, energy, and matter is an event that sounds very much like special creation, just as the Bible describes God spreading out the heavens.
So what? It sounds like it.
Yeah,
So
it does.
so what?
So they didn't want the Bible to be true because they're godless secularists.
So
So they
because
fought.
it sort of sounds like what the Bible says.
The bottom line is
that proves no that proves the Bible true. That's nonsense.
But the bottom line is this: the atheists believe undirected matter expanding from some Big Bang caused the coming into being of space probes, pizzas, rubber duckies for your bathtub, NASA, and organisms which have no soul that write novels and believe in God. And that's just absurdity.
So
To
that
believe
matter.
undirected natural forces
And
bring these things into being.
when did that matter form?
It's irrelevant when it formed, but at
No,
what
it's
moment
very
during the Big
important. It's
Bang.
crucial to
Okay.
what I'm talking about.
No,
Crucial.
it's no relevance whatsoever. The point that's relevant is that atheists believe undirected matter and the forces of nature organize themselves into things like Beethoven and people who believe in God. And that's absurdity.
So
On its face
that
value,
matter was organized right when the Big Bang happened, or not right when it happened later.
well, the secular camp believes in evolution, don't they? So that they're organized
They're
over
not.
time,
Come on, don't change the topic, Neff.
right? Evolution is something that took place over 2.1 billion years, so that
Don't
should
change
be
the
right.
topic, man.
Nobody's changing the topic.
Yes, you are. You're talking about
No,
evolution.
you asked me. You said you're talking about human beings. This is evolution,
When did I
cosmic
say
evolution,
that? When did I say that?
cosmic evolution to biological evolution. It's all evolution to you.
No,
And I'm trying to point
don't
out that
bust out the Kent Hovind arguments, man. You're better than that.
on
Come
its
on.
face value, it's just dumb as hell.
I was asking you about, did this matter you're talking about, did it form right when the Big Bang happened, or did it happen? This matter,
I
did the
didn't say
Beethoven
that.
statues, did they form a long time later, or did they form right when that
Well,
dot
obviously,
exploded?
you believe they came into being billions of years later, right? Obviously.
No, that's not
Right.
what I said.
Obviously, billions of years later is what you believe.
No, it's not what I
Yeah,
said. I told
that
you
is
a
what you
very
believe.
specific number.
Well, that is what you believe. You believe that these forces of nature and moving matter, matter in motion, billions of years later, had organized itself into Beethoven and people who believe in God.
Okay,
And it's
well, tell me what do I believe about when the very first matter organized at all? When did that happen?
well, as matter came into being, from that moment forward, there was a process of organization, according to your
From
belief.
what moment forward? When did that happen?
When did I say? Listen, are you?
Tell me what I believe, since you know what I
I
believe.
said when matter began to come into being from that moment forward in your belief system is a process of organization that results in Beethoven and people who believe in God.
Okay. When did matter come into being? When was that in my religion?
That's irrelevant billions of years ago, but that's irrelevant, really. That's
No,
not
it's very important. It's very
no,
important. Tell me
it
what I
really
believe.
doesn't matter. It won't make it. It won't
It's
help your
literally
world.
the exact crux of everything I've been talking about since the beginning of our discussion.
No, you're not that
You're
bright.
dodging and you're
Keeping up.
lying and you're
You're not
gaslighting
keeping up.
me. Okay, because
No, you're not keeping up.
you're
You see, it
annoying.
doesn't matter whether you believe matter came into being 150 years, 150 years after the Big Bang, or 300,000, or 3 million. It doesn't matter. The process is what I'm speaking about, not the exact time that
You
matter came
can't
into being.
answer.
That's irrelevant.
You
It's
can't
completely
answer it.
irrelevant.
You say it's irrelevant because you can't answer the
It
question.
is completely irrelevant.
Yeah, because you can't
What's
answer the question.
relevant is that you believe that undirected matter, that is, matter moved in motion, because of in concordance with the laws of physics, somehow there is an ordering principle in this universe that ordered the matter to become what we see on this planet. And that's irrational.
You
That's
are. I know you are, but what am I, Neff?
that's the point.
Tell me what I believe, bro. Since you know better than I do.
We know that
You
matter
meanie,
does
you big
not
meanie.
organize itself like this. Matter doesn't organize itself into complexity. Doesn't matter.
I know that. I know that you're right. I know you're smarter than me, but tell me what I believe in my own stupid religion. Tell me about my
Well, you believe
beliefs.
there was a Big Bang, and billions of years later, there's Beethoven and soulless bags of matter that write novels and believe in God.
Okay,
That's
so
absurd.
that Beethoven statue, the matter that made that up, the concrete, the cement,
Is-
was that when that concrete first formed? Did those atoms first form billions of years later, or did it
No,
happen earlier than that?
you just
Don't say it's irrelevant,
You're
asshole.
really dense. Let me say it one
No,
last
the
time.
statue is dense. The cement is
I'll
dense.
say it
When did
one
the
last
atoms
time.
form?
It does not matter if you believe the matter came into being 1/1,000,000th of a year or 30 billion years later. It does not matter.
Well, humor
What
me.
matters
I
is
grant you it doesn't matter, but can you tell
what
me? But can
matters
you
is
tell
that
me
you
when I
believe
think it
that
happened? I
matter
literally gave you the exact number earlier.
nature alone,
300,000
or,
years.
or themselves an organizing principle that brings into being this kind of unfathomable
Yeah, so
complexity.
the answer was 300,000 years, dumbass.
I don't care when. It's irrelevant.
I know you
You know?
don't care. I know you don't
No,
care.
it doesn't
I was
matter.
asking you what I said,
You're
okay?
still not
I was
keeping up.
all I wanted you was to you're so dishonest. You couldn't even repeat a number back to me about you want to talk about what I believe, my own beliefs, but then
Stuck in the
when I ask you,
record
okay, tell me what I believe about this, you're like, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to answer that. It's
No,
because
you're
you're a
stuck in
coward and a
record
liar
that's
and a
completely irrelevant.
charlatan. And I will, slap you with my glove and challenge you to a duel, pistols at dawn, sir. I demand respect and satisfaction. I demand satisfaction, Neff.
You're just stuck in a record groove that's completely irrelevant.
I
About
demand
when
satisfaction,
exactly
Nephilim
the matter
freeness
comes to being,
penis.
and it
Okay?
doesn't matter when.
Pistols at dawn, 20 paces,
Doesn't
turn
matter.
around and shoot. Okay? May the best man win. I demand it, dude.
It's this organizing principle that brings Beethoven, space probes, cell phones, and people who believe in God into being.
My satisfaction level is the percentage of satisfaction is very low right now, Neff. It's really low, man. It's
Where's the
frustrating,
organizing
dude.
principle in nature? Where?
Oh man, you're I just want to pinch your cheeks, Neff. You're so cute.
You can't point to one because there isn't one.
Okay, point. Tell me the answer then. I'm dumb. Me dumb atheist. You dumb.
God is the answer.
Yeah.
An unfathomable intelligence with all power. That's the answer.
Right. You know what? I'm gonna convert to Christianity. You've convinced me.
Well, here's
I feel Jesus on my fingertips.
a choice was made to bring the universe into being too. So that's how we know that the cause of the universe was a person. It's
Exactly, dude. God exists, Neff. You've
because
convinced
you
me.
see, if there was ever a time in the past when there was nothing, nothing is all that would ever be, because nothing is not causal. It can't cause something. If there is nothing, there are no causes.
All right, well, I gotta go out and evangelize, dude. I gotta spread the Bible to every creature. It's been real,
Something
dude. It's been
chose
real.
to create from
It's been real cool. But fuck you, Neff.